Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing well. Today is Friday, March 3rd, 2023. Anyways, I just wanted to give you guys a brief update on the Kenmore Ultra Fabric Care Direct Drive. So, I'm starting to receive my parts for the machine. I plan on pretty much replacing every major component in this machine. Yesterday I replaced the pump. I actually had a pump in my spare bedroom. I was told the pump was replaced on this machine. It wasn't. Nonetheless, I'm not really pissed off or anything because I have the knowledge of how to change it out myself, and I would prefer to change it out myself. And again, this machine only cost me like $200, so that's actually pretty good for the condition it's in. Anyway, this was the original pump. Surprisingly, it did not really have an odor or anything to it, and when I removed it, the clips that hold it in place probably were never removed. So this is definitely the original pump from 1994. Just a little interesting fact, and I don't know if this is entirely true, but I had read somewhere, I forgot, maybe automaticwashers.org, but that these gray pumps were notorious for failing. And that's when they changed them out to the beige colored pumps, which is what is currently in this machine now. So this one was working fine. I just wanted to replace it because I had an extra one on hand. I'm probably going to hold on to it. And then I also got my springs today. These are suspension springs. I'm going to do this probably over the week because I am also waiting for a new motor coupler. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Whenever you guys change out the springs on your direct drives, I probably recommend you get the suspension retainers. This is very easy to remove. Having thoroughly inspected the springs in this machine, they definitely are a little rusted and they've weakened. And the tub prefers to lean this way. Wait a minute, which way does it lean? Like this. So when I'm doing laundry, it kind of really leans this way. So I'm hoping that that'll fix it. If not, I have another solution. But just look at this machine, guys. Those of you guys who love my videos and appreciate clean direct drives, just look at this machine. The tub is just shiny and sparkly, and it's amazing, and there's no like blemishes, and this lid is just super glossy. I did polish it, but nonetheless, it is in excellent condition. And I just want to do a close-up here on the control panel. While some of you have pointed out, yes, it has faded a little bit, but I still think it looks beautiful. I have taken these knobs out, cleaned all these knobs. They all feel great. Really prefer these knobs. They're just easier to operate. The only thing I would say that maybe the newer Kenmore style machines have probably fixed is when you put it to like warm down here, it's kind of hard to see the indicator. And I guess that would go the same for the timer too. But I prefer this style. We have the Ultra Clean cycle, which is pretty much what I'm going to use all the time. We're not going to worry about this. Permanent press, this does do the cool down. This is an interesting cycle because this machine dates from 1994, and I love how they write here, no auto temp, cold rinse only. So that means that if you select one of these options and you have it set to normal, it's not going to give you that automatic temperature control where the water temperature will be 100 degrees, the cold water temperature will be about 70 degrees, and you will not get a warm rinse. Now, a very nice added bonus to this machine, which I have thoroughly tested, is it does do a true warm rinse. So when it gets to there, it does do, both water valves are opened. The spray rinse is completely a warm spray rinse, and it's really nice, you know. So I can give two shits about saving energy, just as you guys can imagine. Let's take a look in here again. Again, the model number 9295. The 9 indicates the year. I think it's 95, so that indicates it's the model year 1995. But I have plugged in the serial number, and again, it's showing that it was made September of 1994 from Appliance 411. I think that's the website. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I will be probably just replacing the transmission in this machine. I'm probably going to keep the transmission that's in this machine and eventually just do a neutral drain replacement. I'm confident that I can do that, but honestly, guys, taking this apart, putting it back together, taking it apart is very time consuming and very hard on my back. And I don't know if you guys know, I do suffer from some back issues from an injury from about 7 or 8 years ago. So I try to, you know, replace what I'm going to replace, you know, all at the same time. And obviously things don't always work out that way. So yeah. So let's take a look here at our operating suggestions. I do wish it had the variable water control, but again, this water level control will definitely suffice. And if we need to add more water, you know, we just hold it halfway. And I apologize because the gentleman that has a similar machine, I promise I will give him a shout out in my next video. But he has a similar machine. It's from 1995, and the control panel is black. And he actually just made a video about how when it's filling, if you hold it like halfway, you'll get more water. So I will, and I apologize now, I will give him full credit. I just can't recall his name offhand. But anyway, getting back to this, basic instructions. We have cold, cold, warm, cold. So again, this is with auto temperature control. That's a 70-degree wash temperature. Warm, that's about 100 degrees warm rinse. So that's usually about 80 degrees in the wintertime. In the summer, it'll probably be around 100 degrees. I probably won't use it in the summertime. Hot, warm, warm, warm. This is just straight 50-50, which will be nice because it'll fill faster. Cold, cold, that's tap cold. Warm, cold, yeah, pretty much self-explanatory. This is a 2-speed washer with 4 speed settings. Slow, 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 fast, 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 slow. Of course, I would have preferred the 3-speed, but again, finding a machine in this condition with that was pretty much next to impossible. But I might use the hang dry option. I'm going to play around with it. But one thing I kind of wanted to point out is I want you guys to read this here. It says, all rinses in the normal cycle will be cold regardless of water temperature selection. Note, cold rinses are as effective as warm rinses and save the energy needed to heat rinse water. ATC, it's an acronym for automatic temperature control, will not operate in normal cycle. ATC is for use in special cold or warm wash conditions. And then it just kind of gives you some operating tips. So I'm really kind of fascinated by the warm rinse. I never saw the point of one, but washing it and using it with the Kenmore 80 series, the newer Kenmore 80 series, because this is technically an 80 series too, from what I have read, is using a warm rinse opens up the fibers in the towels more, or I shouldn't say towels, I should just say, you know, your clothing, whatever you're washing, and it relaxes them, and it's the water is, you know, able to thoroughly get in there. Whereas when the water temperature is freezing, like right now, the water temperature is probably about like 40, 42, 43 degrees. It's not as effective, and it doesn't, you know, rinse out all that soap. And that's why a lot of times when you pull your clothes out, they really, really smell like detergent, because it's not rinsing everything out. And some of us have skin issues. I really don't, but I still like the idea behind it. So again, that's just my opinion. You will have some people, you know, say, oh, you know, using a worm rinse is a complete waste of energy. Okay, well, here's the thing, you know, it's really not, because when this was manufactured, it wasn't really considered a waste of energy then, but at least the user, I say user, the person has the option if they need it. I'm sure for pretty much like 9 out of 10 people, a cold rinse is going to be fine. And I'm sure this machine did a lot of washes on this cycle. But yeah, so new agitator dogs. I think I pointed that out in the last video. This wash tub, I have yet to actually pull it out, the wash basket. I have yet to actually pull it out. I did get the spanner nut off, but I couldn't break the tub free. So I'm going to have my buddy probably help me with that. Or I might actually try what JK18 did, which is put a towel here and kind of wiggle the wash basket and hit it with a hammer. We're gonna play around with it, but once I can get that out, I'm really gonna deep clean, you know, under there. And from what I can see right now, it's not bad, you know. So you guys are probably asking yourselves the $1 million question: when am I gonna do a full wash video? Here's the thing, guys, I'm dying to do a full wash video. Right now the machine is not really in a condition where it can, you know, or it's going to meet my standards. I believe the motor coupler is going bad. I did post about this on automaticwashers.org. My assumption is everything in here, like I said, is pretty much original. So I'm sure the motor coupler is the original one. And this machine probably was sitting in storage for probably the last 15, possibly 20 years. And here comes Matthew James purchasing a machine and running all these loads through it. And I am, you know, hearing a noise when it is in the wash cycle and spin. And based on my knowledge with these machines, I'm very confident it's the motor coupler. I'm not worried about the transmission. Because like I said, I'm probably just going to toss a new one in here, keep this one, and eventually replace the neutral drain in it. It does neutral drain, but you do have to set it to heavy duty, and it does need at least about 10 to 12 minutes of agitation. Then if you were to do slow agitation, it would neutral drain. But if I was coming in here, you know, first thing in the morning, setting it to ultra clean, you know, regular, it's going to slip into spin. Again, and that's just the Achilles heel of these machines, you know, with these neutral drains. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to making a lot of videos on this. You know, it's more towards probably the low end. But again, when you find one of these machines in this condition, you know, you sacrifice some features. Yes, I would have loved to have, you know, the intermittent and the extra slow speed settings, and, you know, the variable water level, and yes, even the stupid second rinse option. I'm not going to say anything. But, you know, like I said, you got to take what you can get. I am fortunate enough, though, to have the matching dryer, and, you know, somebody can correct me, but the dryer is pretty pretty much got every option on it. I really do like the 4-speed settings. And this doesn't seem to go when it's set to loud all the way. It's not very loud. So I'm not sure if the buzzer in here is starting to go. But I did find a replacement part. I'm going to probably replace that in the next maybe month or two. But right now our focus is on the washer. Let me turn the light on in here. I keep the door open just to kind of, you know, keep the air out, even though it's not bad. But again, we do have this washing machine cabinet in, I would say, excellent condition. Excellent condition. So with that said, I'm going to stop talking and I am going to catch up with you guys in the next video. For those of you out in the Chicagoland area, be careful because the weather is really, really nasty right now. We're getting some snow. And then, of course, Sunday, it's supposed to be 60 degrees. But anyway, you guys have a great weekend. I will catch up with you later. Take care.